say what I feel.
You don't know me. You ain't never been in my house. You ain't never been in my bedroom. So you cannot judge me.
Child, why was I playing around listening to Selena Johnson's I Am Your Woman, getting real deep in my Auntie Kiki bag. And I started actually listening to the lyrics. Because I've always listened to this song when I was younger, I never put the pieces together. But as soon as I heard the lyrics, I said, I know that R. Kelly wrote this. I know that R. Kelly wrote this. This right here is why I don't necessarily believe in canceling music. Because a lot of these artists have touched, written, produced, been a part of some of the biggest music in the industry. But sometimes they be letting they slip show. They be letting it slip. Let me play it for y'all. You be the judge. Because you know what? R. Kelly been playing in our face for
No.
And the math still ain't matching. Look at this mess. I could watch him lie all day. Pass the popcorn. Welcome to Surviving Lies.
I'm Prima Donna, and this is Prima Donna News. I cover the stories everyone's sharing, trending, and talking about. Your daily dose of viral news. Be the change you want to see, and never be silent.
I don't need a like to get it poppin', but these bitches in my business come me out to choosing violence. If you see me out in public, you don't know me, keep it silent. In the metro, might be screaming, but outside I keep it quiet. You know what I'm saying?
You think you know, but you have no idea. This is Surviving Lies.
I get an a text message where it's saying, Lord, are you okay, Trent? I said, what? They said, sure, in the nutcase. And then put out which one you want to go to?
I'd rather go to Longhorn, but I'm okay if you want to go to Chili's too.
So anyway, they say, sure, in the nutcase, then put out a video on you. I'm like, really? Really, really? So I'm looking. I finally get time to watch this shit. This crazy bitch then lumped me in with Larry and Oko, said I'm a member of a terrorist co-organization, a criminal enterprise, nigga. Like we the X-Men of holding R. Kelly down. Woman, when you send that shit over to the FBI, please add that part on there where I said that this nigga still had sex with a 14-year-old. Bitch, you crazy as cat shit. Yeah, I called you a dope fiend. Yeah, I called you a motherfucking heroin addict. Yeah, I put out a picture of somebody at a funeral, bitch. The woman in the funeral in the red dress said my father had this many kids. He said 4 kids. Cheryl, Sharice, my Sharon, and myself. Okay, Sharon, the Sharon who had a father named Stephen Wimbush, presumably that would be you crazy nutcase ass dum-dum. Then this crazy bitch said, oh, I sent this to the FBI. And I also uploaded pictures where he put a bounty on my head. Well, bitch, go ahead. Please go ahead. Please go ahead. When the FBI come knocking on my door, bitch, that's going to be the end of you. Okay? Because I'm going to tell them motherfuckers everything. I'm going to tell them that this crazy ass bitch goes over here and she solicits the services of pimps, prostitutes, pushers, whores, and all type of defamatory ass people in order to furtherance what she perceives as a breach of the United States justice system. The U.S. justice system has ran its course. It took its course. You got decided, your guy R. Kelly got voted or decided by 24 people in 2 separate federal jurisdictions as guilty. And the only shit that he got acquitted of was because it was two co-defendants, and it was all or none. You crazy bitch.
R. Kelly's attorneys are asking President Donald Trump to release their client immediately, saying prison officials have hired an inmate to murder him. Kelly is serving a 30-year sentence for sexual misconduct at a federal prison in North Carolina. Today, Kelly's legal team filed an emergency motion in Chicago federal court to get him out. They say they have a sworn affidavit from a terminally ill inmate who says prison officials offered him freedom in his final days in exchange for Kelly's murder.
There have been discussions not only with Michael Stein, but as the motion indicates, we've recently received information from another inmate named Mr. Harris. And Mr. Harris has indicated that he too has been approached by the same lieutenant who's been approaching Michael Stein, and that discussions have been had about poison in the food hall, about poison in the commissary. Discussions with Mr. Stein have been had about stabbings. These are the kinds of methods that have been discussed.
Well, Kelly's attorney also says 2 inmates were approached by high-ranking prison officials to carry out the murder. Kelly was convicted in 2022 in Chicago of child pornography. The year prior, he was convicted in federal court in New York of racketeering conspiracy charges. The disgraced singer is not eligible for release until the year 2045.
The invasion of his privacy, the stealing of his emails, using those emails, selling them to bloggers or giving them to bloggers for some type of gain, intruding in his private life, leaking material to the press about how much money he has in his commissary account. This is coming from BOP officers. So there is criminality occurring, and that is because of who he is.
Okay, because I'm letting you know now. Well, I'll call you tomorrow.
Okay, I did want to tell you, to switch the 90 days out, but when you do switch them out, I do have a lot of stuff to talk to you about, really good stuff.
And then you add on top of it, this issue with him not receiving medical treatment that he needs. Again, I don't care if it's R. Kelly or anybody else. I would be complaining about it. People will it gathers their attention when it's R. Kelly, but this is an ongoing problem for so many prisoners. But I have a forum here to be able to talk about R. Kelly specifically, and I'm going to take advantage of it because it's an ongoing problem, and he is specifically suffering from medical negligence right now.
We've seen a lot of plays being orchestrated on these very platforms, and I find it very interesting when people try to rewrite the scripts, they forget all the digital footprints along the way. A lot of these people, they wanted to give credence to some of these characters who we never heard of before surviving R. Kelly. But all of a sudden, when people came out researching all the salacious headlines, we had a lot of voices thinking they could come on these platforms and distort real points of views. Now let's just see if you're smarter than a third grader as we review this audio from old Flower Pot over there, who at one point in time came out and disassociated herself from a lot of the janky stuff that was going on behind the scenes, that I gave R. Kelly the benefit of the doubt and not being properly informed about things affecting him. Don't take a genius to recognize why she would want to come out here and disassociate herself. But let's think about how it looks now that people have went behind the scenes, magically popped out with this clemency petition on a public domain, the news is not reporting that Bo Brentley himself filed this as the attorney on record. And we're going to see who wants to take credit, because we're going to keep this documented, because we know how they like to flip-flop and change their position depending on how her goofy ass want to sit over there and recalibrate, trying to circumvent the way they are deliberately sabotaging R. Kelly in your face.
I have never said I work for Robert Kelly. I have never said Robert Kelly has hired me. I have never said I am employed by Robert Kelly. Therefore, I am not giving him orders. He is not giving me orders. Period. I believe Keith Calvert threw the fight. I believe Keith Calvert rigged the game. I believe Keith Calvert deliberately withheld money from lawyers, for lawyers, deliberately hired inexperienced, unprofessional, below average lawyers, and then didn't supply them with any money for professional experts, forensic experts, witnesses, a professional private investigator, so that he could guarantee a loss. I believe Keith Calvert deliberately and maliciously intended from the very beginning to leave Robert in prison and make sure he didn't get out, which means we were all working for nothing. We all put in endless hours, 7 days a week, for months, years, 5.5 years we've been at this. And it was a lost cause from the beginning, because he was never going to put money up for lawyers, for experts, for witnesses, for PIs, for detectives, to help make sure Rob won. It was a fixed fight.
Now before, y'all gotta pay attention. It was a fixed fight. People were going behind the scenes, coming to YouTube with all this confusion, bringing Prima Donna a whole lot of bullshit. And people thought they could patronize me in the way I keep saying janky, cause they some janky ass bitches. Keep watching.
I think every R. Kelly fan and supporter that started a blog, that started a platform, that put time and energy into reporting on this case, doing rallies, getting the transcripts, reading them, doing everything we could to help Robert, to try to help him win this. Everybody has grounds to file a lawsuit against the power of attorney, Keith Calvert, because we all were putting in work, fighting all day, every day, to win when the game was rigged. He rigged the game. Millions of fans all around the world who responded to his need in January of 2019 when he was in trouble.
Now there you go, circumventing again, flower pots, because we all know that R. Kelly put his fans and supporters up on guard to what was going on, and a whole lot of janky characters popped out the woodwork with all of their suggestions, strategies, fundraising options. Then we watch them fall out, expose each other, go from platform to platform, flip-flopping, and distort why they all goofy as hell from my perspective.
Millions of people from around the world wanted to help Robert, and most of them came to the R. Kelly sector with millions of dollars intended for him.
Aha, now we gonna hit the nail on the head, because that's what a lot of people saw when they heard about this scandal. They saw dollar signs. They wanted to come out here with the debates. They wanted to come out here and monopolize the conversations. But the gag is, Prima Donna just came out here to document why I didn't believe none of these people, especially Flower Pot over there with her goofy ass.
It never made it to him because you had people like Levi Kelly, Dana J, Prima Donna, Larry McGee, and others siphoning off money intended for R. Kelly.
Now I'm gonna have to hit you like the moose. Prove it. Prove it. When it comes to her, it's always we can't prove this and that despite what she says. When it comes to her janky ass 007 tactics trying to get some intel, oh, when we put the audio out, it's AI. Now she gonna come out, I guarantee you, and say, that's AI. Get the fuck up out of here.
Keith's shit is tailor-made, suited to fit him. That's why it looks good on him. Don't y'all want tailored suits? Dubosky, Kevin Terrell, Dana? Don't y'all want a big-ass medallion around your neck? Each blogger that did work, I believe, is entitled to no less than $250,000. That's $250,000. No less than that.
Now y'all clocking this goofy bitch? Because in one hand, she wants to try to circumvent and throw the blame as far as why they came out here doing all this fundraising, it didn't benefit R. Kelly. Then when I kept pointing out to you, there was no defense in the goddamn courtroom, she wanted to bring her goofy ass out here and volunteer the power of attorney, talking about he deliberately threw the case. Then you had her soliciting people to try to attack him. So then when you had other people who jumped on in the mix and got some audios, she wanna say it's AI cause it becomes clear why people stop fucking with an imaginary character impersonating a name. Stop playing with me, girl.
And probably $1 million each, given the amount of time put into this. This was 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, flying all over the country for 5.5 years to save someone when the people who actually have his money didn't lift a finger. We did all the work, and they're sitting back splitting all of his assets. Keith, Don Russell, Will Eady, his daddy's church, and anybody else you add to the lawsuit, just like Cassie did. I think each person that blogged, that set up a platform, that did the work, is entitled to no less than $50,000 a year per blogger. So that's $250,000 for each individual that put in the work. No less than that. You should be paid by the estate of Robert Kelly, and Keith Calvert is the power of attorney over that. So he needs to be sued for your back monies. This is Rob's living quarters with a roommate, with a cellie, while these niggas are out here spending his money, living like multimillionaires, and they left him in here deliberately. Because you had people like Levi for Kelly, Dana J, Prima Donna, Larry McGee, and others siphoning off money intended for R. Kelly.
You want to bet? Because it don't take a genius to recognize why people wanted Bon Jean off the case and out the way when she started to do exactly what some other attorneys should have did when it came to reporting some fraudulent ass shit that Miss Piggy was condoning.
R. Kelly has sent word that he wants every person who was trying to support him, who was sending money on his behalf, to write him with proof how much you sent, who you sent it to, and show a receipt. He's going to be calling all of his fans who were trying to help him. I communicate with someone does not mean I'm giving them orders or they're giving me orders or they're telling me what to do. He operates as an independent human being. I operate as an independent human being.
So now that y'all smell what I'm cooking up over here, let's get into today's topic. And that is, oh, now Flower Pot wants some credit for all her work behind the scenes to get all this stuff in motion when it comes to this clemency. And it's mighty strange, like I'm pointing out in this video. When shit gets hot, on one hand, she wants to disassociate. When people start looking at her for the fraud she is, she wants to play the blame game. It's everybody else's fault while she doing the work. But everybody wanted to keep getting mad at me for 7-8 years because I documented why they some goofies. And opinions don't mean shit when it comes to how many times I had to assert why I wasn't going to be inserting myself, interfering with none of the stuff that I'm seeing play out because people are given the false hope that these janky motherfuckers on these platforms are actually trying to help when you're watching them sabotage every opportunity they can, procrastinate on actually helping the man, letting the time slip away and try to keep you distracted and confused. I can't make this shit up. So let's listen to what she said in current time about the credit she wants now, because she gonna get it. Oh yeah, she gonna get it.
I have worked tirelessly behind the scenes to activate every legal option in this R. Kelly case.
Seem like to me the tireless work she's done is a demonstration of sabotage that I've clearly put on display as you watch them try to pass the buck as to who's to blame. Furthermore, if I wanted to give myself a fake-ass title and go from being a cook who specializes in raw food, who wanted to come on here as a self-proclaimed strategist, and all of my strategies end up fucking shit up, you would think people with a little more common sense would recognize why they comment on her stupid-ass post while she better find something else to do. Because clearly her tireless efforts show you why all these people are weird to me.
I've worked with Robert, I've worked with his legal team to make sure all options were in play.
Ain't it funny when these so-called reactors in this R. Kelly sector hear a whole lot of lies, but they always want to activate to come out here and circumvent again while there's some dummies.
I have never said I work for Robert Kelly. I have never said Robert Kelly has hired me. I have never said I am employed by Robert Kelly. Therefore, I am not giving him orders. He is not giving me orders. Period. Everything that was legally possible for him was activated. And as I worked tirelessly, as Bo Brindley worked tirelessly, as others who are also working tirelessly to help Robert, you have a group of misfits who are constantly throwing obstacles in the way because they're not working.
See how we keep misfiring, bitch? Because we the people do not work for R. Kelly. We the people do not move off of unauthorized demands by crackheads. So when you talk about misfits, let's talk about all of y'all who spent 7-8 years inserting yourself all in the midst of shit, fucking shit up, and then acting dumb when Prima Donna puts it on the table. Ain't gotta speculate, ain't gotta lie on people. I let you expose yourself. Duh.
Stay focused on the work. We've got great things in play. We've got missiles launching. I've got missiles launching. Bo has missiles launching. And we are doing the work.
Well, clearly people like me never gave a damn about any work people want to get credit for, because if they was doing so much motherfucking work and if their strategies made any motherfucking sense, R. Kelly would be free now, wouldn't he? Motherfuckers wouldn't still be on here implicating people, because we all know how it's going. If some of them get hemmed up in some of their actions, you already know they gonna drop a dime. And I would encourage people to come on out here and spill the beans when it comes to old flower pot, instead of trying to misdirect the people. As far as people, you don't have to watch on YouTube.
So, if you're about the work, follow me, follow what I do, follow what I am putting out here, and ignore the people that aren't doing any work.
I don't know where we got distorted at, but I don't work for these people. So she almost started out with some sense, because y'all could follow her straight to hell for all I give a shit. Don't bother me. Just know that maybe if she focused on her work and a little bit less on playing with prima donna, it'll make more sense as to why she's getting drugged and is going to continue to get drugged as much as she try to throw bullshit accusations and include
to help
me.
Robert, because at the end of the day, if it's not helping Robert, then it's not about saving R. Kelly.
Yep, you're gonna have to tune in for the next upload, because I can do this shit all day. Play with me. Oh, and don't forget to like this video, share it, join the membership and my Patreon if you'd like to, because those following me from day one, you know I put certain content on YouTube, I put certain content on members only, and I put certain content on Patreon, because for 7-8 years, these people have decided they're going to distort how my research came about, all of the professional people that were being implicated around R. Kelly, while all these jankies emerge right here on YouTube, confusing why I could listen to them. I could even correspond with some of them. But when they start exposing themselves to me and their intent, you would be a fool to sit around on YouTube listening to what this person thinks about what I put out, what that person thinks about what I put out, and what this stupid fool wants to come over here implicating me in, when, like I said, if that's the case, they can come on and get all of my hard drives. I'll be waiting, boo.